We are determined, you guys. This is information that we will not let not be heard.
Yes, yes.
So it has to happen. So I'm sorry, you guys, that it's not live, but everything happens for a reason. And now I know how to use Zoom. So, so hi, beautiful souls. How are you?
Hey,
very
really
well.
Thank
you for having us.
Thank you for
Thank you for not quitting on me.
You too.
You too.
Thank you for staying here. Thank you for even taking the time to do this. I think I mentioned this to you in our personal conversation, but I really, really want to put that out there for my viewers and your viewers. I so deeply appreciate everything that you do. I think words are so lacking, and I can't really articulate how amazing I think your work is, and how much it actually transformed my own personal life, and how passionate I am about the work that you do. And that is the reason also why I fought tooth and nail to not give up on this.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because I think that what you're bringing and anchoring into this earth is very, very amazing and high vibrational, and not a lot of people do it. And I think not everybody were ready in the past, and now they are, and it's time to share and open the gates and let the flood of cosmic energy.
Beautiful. Bring it on.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So can you tell me and my viewers that don't know you a little bit about what it is that you do, what it is that you offer, give them a little bit of a background, because I know, but they don't know. So yeah, the stage is yours.
Would you like to start that one?
Yeah, I'll start that one off. So we can use a lot of terms, but basically the simple version is we're spiritual life coaches, but we're also channels. So we bring through, consciously bring through information from, for instance, as an example, angels, archangels, ascended masters, our spirits, your guides, your presence. We connect with a lot of different realms as well, other emissaries, and bring that information through meditations. But we also help people in sessions to align them to their mission as starseeds, because there's a lot of high density starseeds like yourself as well, Elle, that are here to really be on mission and to get activated and to have a role here on Earth in creating this new 5D world. And we have a role here to really activate and ignite people to their mission, to help them remember that they're here for more than just a life.
Yeah. Would you like to add anything to that, Opheana?
Yeah, I will. We really flow with what spirit guides us to do, and we make a change if we need to. We basically follow what our spirit says goes, basically. So we bring it through and we're like, righto, that's the next thing we're doing. And so, one of our main sort of tools that we love to share with, empaths, sensitive empaths, people that just feel so much because it's their gift, it's their strength, sometimes a weakness when you don't know how to manage it. We've developed the Ascension Consciousness Scale, which basically came from the inspiration of the name is slipping my mind.
Yeah, the idea was
from
just
Power versus Force.
Yeah, it was a scale.
Yeah. And so basically we have created that. We have brought that through to really share with people a tool, an essential tool for, we feel, empaths and starseeds to be able to just measure the world a little bit, because it's a very dense world energetically, and it's hard to navigate. It's really hard to navigate when you're a sensitive soul, when you feel so much, when you love so much. It's very difficult to navigate this world, it's just like, I just want to love, I just want to love, I just want to love. And
let me love you.
Let me spread love and light to the world. That's all I want to do.
Yes.
And then you meet people and you meet groups and you're in organizations, and it's confusing because you're like, I can feel their heart and I know how amazing their soul is, but then there's all this other stuff around them and that they have to grow through yet. And so we found that once that skill came through, which is over a year ago now, it really helps to sort of map the world around you. You know, it's like you get to understand, well, this group of friends that I don't resonate with, and I don't know why, because they're beautiful and I have fun with them, but for some reason it's not really working out anymore. And you don't know why. With your mind and your heart just wants to stay connected and you love them and it's all amazing, but it's not working anymore. And then you understand, well, it's because you're raising an ascension consciousness and they're not ready yet. And it's the same if you're in a company working, it's the gap is too big. And it's the same.
And a relationship as well. I think
relationship as well. If the gap gets too big, we find if the gap gets over 150 or especially 200 points, it's really hard to match anymore because you're sending from two different radio stations, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's a really important thing to touch on. I think, whoa, don't fall on me. I think personally for me as well, going through life, and that's something that I can definitely attest to, is, you know, you feel the core energy of the soul. You feel their almost original blueprint as a really deep empath. And you go, you are the most magnificent, beautiful soul in the world. Your 3D manifestation of it might not be like that, but you're like, no, but you are. Don't you know that you are? And it's just that resonance. You're right. It's understanding that, first of all, it's not your job to fix everybody. It's not your job to save anybody. Your job is to look within, work on yourself, be in the presence of love and you know, the light and joy, and everything else will fall into place, because you will attract the same vibration. The new people that are waiting to come into your life can't do it until you let go of the old.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. And I think that's a next thing. I mean, I can already feel this. This is just, spirit is raveling all this through from one to the other. And it's like, this is where a lot of starseeds, we feel and see them get stuck, is because they're so loving and have so much light, is they don't want to hurt other people. But sometimes when you need to move to your next place, your station of transmitting, staying with the old not only hurts them, but you as well, and all the others that you're meant to inspire and that you're meant to reach and that you're meant to teach or help or whatever you're going to do or inspire with your art. And so if you don't follow your guidance, then nothing moves ahead and everything stays stuck. That process is not always pretty. That process is not always easy. That process can break your heart. That process can feel like it rips you apart. And it can feel like the others maybe even hate you or for what you're doing and you're moving away, but it's what you need to do. So we all need to follow our own guidance, because if we don't, we can never lock into the mission that we have set for ourselves. And all of us together as a collective count on everybody being the puzzle piece they came here to be. And it's not just this fancy thing of saying, oh, just be the puzzle piece you came here to be, because it takes a lot of guts and it takes courage to make the moves as guided by spirit, because sometimes they're big. Sometimes it's like you got to sell your house, you got to quit your job, you got to leave this relationship, this friend group no longer suits you, you got to do this or move country or whatever. So it takes very courageous souls. Now, the good thing is the starseeds that have come here have a bucket load of courage. They just got to access it and they got to move on it.
And that's where the naivety, the lightness of spirit, the angelic hearts get confused, because they feel as if the difficulty that they are carrying is what they're meant to be doing. But it's actually the flip side of it is actually follow the lightness, follow what you really feel like doing. You know, if you don't feel like something, then it's your spirit saying, I don't feel like being with those people anymore. It doesn't feel good. Spirit communicates through feelings, through emotions, through energy moving through. And so to listen to that and to basically just line up with spirit. We call it spirit infused personality. You know, we like to call the ego the personality, because we need the ego. We need the personality. We don't want to chuck it out and kill it and delete it and all of that. We need it. It's a container. It's a vessel for our spirit in this lifetime. And we're all individuals. You know, the higher frequency people that we see, the more individualized they become, the more specific they become. You know, the clarity in their own sort of crystallized being is clearer and clearer and more specific. They're not like everybody else.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
They're getting closer and closer to their actually original
exactly
mind. And I think that exactly is right. You step away from the norm or what you should do, and your life will change, and you will be paving a new path, and that takes a lot of courage.
Absolutely.
That is easy to do. And I actually wanted to touch on I think there are a lot of starseeds out there, they don't know that they are. If you can explain to people what starseeds mean.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'll start with that one. Okay, so from our point of view, every human and every starseed, no matter what you are exactly, we'll come to that in a moment, but every human has starseed DNA. So that's to clarify that one, because people are, sometimes you hear, well, everybody's a starseed to a degree, everybody has mixed DNA, because that's just how it works in the solar system, in the cosmos, in the galaxy. You know, we're all connected, and there's so much more going on than just this little life that we have right now that you're, you know, consciously, presently aware of through, you know, while all these veils are up. But what we really mean with starseeds and the ones we're guided, that we're here to really reach and really sometimes give a little kick up the butt to say, guys, it's time now. Be brave, wake up and do it. You can do it. These are the ones that are, we call fourth density, fifth density, or sixth density starseeds. And what that means is, where does the soul that's in this body, that in their body, originate from? And it doesn't so matter if it's fourth, fifth, or sixth, because they've all got different missions and different flows, just like the angels do different things than the ascended masters do different things than the Arcturian emissaries, etc. So it's not so much about what it is exactly, but starseeds are here from a higher realm, a higher octave of existence, where they have more of their skill set open, and they volunteer to come down to planet Earth, where it's pretty rough, energetically rough and tight. Earth is moving through a big transition, and the starseeds are here to assist, be light and sparks of love to really ignite the collective consciousness. But guess what? If they don't wake up,
it's not
how
going to
are
happen.
they going to be able to help the collective? And then they leave this life again, never knowing that it was their role and they came down to do so. So that's why you and we are continually pulsing this information out, because it is time for the starseeds to wake up. So if you feel attracted to the material of starseeds, galactic stuff, you're interested in different realms like the Pleiades or Sirius or Andromeda or Arcturus or whatever, you're a starseed. And you probably have work to do here. And it's not just live a life, have kids, pay your mortgage, go to work, because guess what? It's probably not that.
That's right.
No family, no relationship, but I mean, it's probably not the 9 to 5, save up for your mortgage, you know, have a good retirement, and then at 65,
that's right,
whatever. It's probably not that model. And it's more about being in the now, while you more and more embody spirit in this personality vessel, and connect to more like-minded people, because that's probably where you have mission agreements as well. Like, for instance, it is highly likely that we had this little mission agreement that we would communicate in some form of way as a way to awaken others.
That's right. And I think another thing that's very important to touch on, not only is it, if you don't wake up to your mission, you just go to work, die, and then come back to, you know.
And it's like, whoopsies.
It's like, I forgot.
More than that, you will, and I can tell you that from my personal experience, if you're not in your mission, or if you're not even taking steps for your mission, you are in misery. You are in heartache, sorrow. I think a really good place to start, like a lot of people that, and I'm not saying that that's the only cause, God forbid, and this is a big disclaimer, you guys, if you have any issues with depression or anything like that, always seek medical help if that's what you feel needed to do. But I feel like a lot of, especially young people and even older people that are so depressed by being here because they feel like they don't belong, because what is actually happening, their natural resonance of even their DNA, like their energetical body, does not necessarily match this planet, and it makes it really hard for them. They're such sensitive soul that if you don't actively take steps to be aligned with what it is that you're meant to do, and also until you find the right material, that's also very hard to do, because it's confusing, because you're like, I know there's something more, but I don't know how to get there. Is a very, very hard journey. And I think that's a common thing for a lot of starseeds out there, is that confusion and almost feeling like they're a little bit helpless, because they know so much, they feel so much, but you are not taught how to work with that energy, how to not manipulate is the wrong word, but how to play with it, how to
master it. Yes,
master it, exactly. And I think that one of the reasons why, among many reasons why I love you guys so much, is that you particularly are so focused on that very high cosmic energy, with all the amazing work that you do. And I really want to put out there that you guys put so much amazing healing material out there for free. You give so much of yourselves, and you guys, and if you don't know that, we're going to link their YouTube channel, their website. You basically put almost weekly meditations to help these starseeds connect and understand their soul families, and really bring that to the forefront. And I really want to touch with you guys about the services that you offer. If someone's watching this and they are like, oh my God, this is me, I feel like this person, I need help. Can you please touch on what it is that you can offer them besides the free meditations?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the other tools that we really wanted to put out there, and that's why we started, we've got 2 YouTube channels now. We've got one main one, and we just split off recently to just keep our meditations just meditations. We just, as you say, we're putting out videos weekly to both channels just to really pump the field. So the meditations really supports that connecting on the inner. The other YouTube channel is really just getting that understanding of how to be in life here. And one of the videos we've shared on there is EFT tapping. That's great for emotional stuff, like just baggage. Apart from our channels, we do sort of sessions online. We do have a requirement that people do a reading first, because we're pretty intense to work with. So it's we're basically
really? No, just a little bit.
and so we basically we don't want to burn people out, and it's tiring for us as well. So we need a willingness of at least 80%. We do a lot of intuitive kinesiology, just general spiritual channeling, intuitive connecting with people to find out if they're ready to work with us. So that's the sessions. However, we want to be accessible to assist as much as possible, and so our guides brought through the Ascension Consciousness reading, which is a bit of a general map of where you're at in your Ascension Consciousness. You know, we've got the Ascension Conscious level, different willingnesses, because if your willingness isn't open to shift, that's when you get depression. You just press down, it's all depressed down. When you've just got so many limiting beliefs, it just keeps your willingness right down. And so we really, that's one of our biggest things, just work on letting go and opening up your willingness, letting go of beliefs, that type of thing. Love quotient, light quotient within that. I mean, and which sort of galactic family you're connected with, that type of thing.
Which is very comforting, I have to say, because I was lucky enough to have an Ascension reading, and it's very, very comforting, because for me, the stars were always home. I always felt like I was from the stars. I literally felt like a complete, like not from this planet, right? And
like you were normal and no one else was.
And it's amazing, because seeing these planets and the particular ascendant masters that you've channeled through, that I had a very deep knowing, like, you know, for me particularly, it was Isis, that I always knew I had this really strong affiliation with Egypt and ancient Egypt, and, you know, the sacred sexuality and everything that came through with that. So to have that actually show up, I think can be very healing for people, because they feel so foreign, and it's almost like they know they're from another planet. To have that almost like reassurance, and they can take that information, they can research that information. So I think it's also very good to touch on, you know, there's the Pleiades, there's Sirius, there's these very prominent planets that will show up for a lot of people, and they can take that information and research, and they can find solace in that. They can, you know, and then do your meditations, because I feel what's beautiful, it's so damn beautiful about your meditation. It's so high vibrational information that you bring in, and we're talking about true transformative activations. And it's, for me, I feel like one of the most transformative things that I experienced was the understanding of the resonance of the different planets, because whenever you work with a different emissary, so it could be it Venus or any, you actually get to know the flavor of the planet, and you go, ooh, I know this one. I've been here before, you know? So that's very, very interesting. I'd love to touch with you guys on that, because that is, it is different flavors, isn't it? It is different feels and things that they can give you when you actually tap into your original family.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And when, you know, that's one of the things.
Just going to open the window. We close the window for noise, but it's really hot in here now.
So, I mean, and I'll just keep chatting because there's so much to chat about. You know, that's one of the things. One of the videos we've been bringing through we call Spiritual Snacks, but it's really to connect people to different archangels, ascended masters, and different emissaries from other realms. Why? Because they all are just a little bit different. Let's say we had no visual and you could just feel someone's energy there. You'd get to know, oh, that's Elle. That's Elle. Yeah. I can feel her essence. I can feel her, the way her heart is, or I can feel the way her energy is. And that's how you could feel us. And that's how we feel if Archangel Michael comes in, we feel it's him.
That's right.
But, you know, we also have our inner sight. So we get a visual of how he presents himself to us. And we get words, and so we have different ways of feeling that, but everybody's different. But if you get to understand, oh, this is what Lyra feels like, oh, this is Antares, this is Venus, this is the Pleiades, I can feel the knowledge and wisdom of the Syrians here, oh, and this is just the yummy love of the Pleiadians or the Venusians. And then, you know, they're here to support me, and if I call on them, they're here to help me.
That's right.
So that the recognition of that is actually one of the things the starseeds can do, because that means you're more empowered, and you understand that even if you feel alone, and if you're depressed, and if you think your life is shit, pardon the pun, and everything is bad, you hate your job, you don't have a good relation, everything's bad.
Everything's crap. Yeah,
everything's crap. Your health is bad. Exactly. You're overeating. You're at the worst place you can be. I think what the team asked me to say before was, if you are one of those star seeds of the many that feel any of those different things, one of the first things you really have to do is look yourself in the eyes, even if it's hard, and be honest with yourself and say, I am in this challenging situation, but it's only you who's going to get you out. So you've got to start using different tools, like, for instance, basic EFT tapping, or do the meditations. Every week do a meditation, and in 2 months you're going to feel different. Why? Because the teams are clearing all your stuff out. They're helping you with your negative thoughts. They're helping you to choose better diet. They're helping you to get out of a bad relationship. They're helping you to believe that you can still make money even if you start your own business while doing part-time work for a while, and you can transition into a new realm. But if you don't do anything and all you do is feel sorry for yourself and miss home, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Huge point. Huge point. That if I think the sitting in the, I hate this place, I don't understand it, it's too much for me, and it's completely understandable. And guys, I've been there, and one day I will share my personal.
We've been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there.
But I think it's that kind of, like, I think for a lot of us, it's that deep fire of knowing that we came here for a mission. And I remember when I was younger and I was depressed and I wanted to die and I wanted to leave this place and never return. I was like, I'm never coming back. You know, like that. I had Earth. Never. I want to go back to the stars, and I'm staying here forever. Yeah, and I think for me particularly, it was like this fire and this complete and utter knowing of my higher self, which now I completely understand that it was my higher self, because I always felt it was a different, higher version of me, was saying, no, it'll be okay. I could always feel the resonance of where I'm sitting now. I can always feel the resonance of not being in that depressed place. And I kept getting, just take one more step. And it's funny because for me particularly, and it's not the journey for everyone, but I was never drawn to drugs or drinking or anything else because it just doesn't fit with my design. And if that's part of the path that you're taking, that's completely understandable. But I had this strong knowing all the time, don't just go and drink. It doesn't suit you. Don't. And I listened, and it was hard. And I thought I would never go through it. And for years and years and years, I just was miserable and sad. But I took one step, and then I took one more step.
Yeah,
and I think another thing that's amazing to touch on, because you guys do that as well, you do the Ascension energy updates. Things that took us 10 years to achieve can take people months now.
Yes.
Which is huge.
Very true.
Really, really amazing key there, because you know, you were touching on when everything, you and Sikaal were touching on when absolutely everything is bad.
Yes.
That is a perfect place to smash it all out there.
Yes.
What the hell have you got to lose?
That's right.
Nothing to lose. So think, how do I want my life to be? And just, as you say, do it one step at a time. How can I have that? Well, this place, I'm in the city, I don't feel supported.
Yeah.
Just get out of there. Just
I need
do
to leave the relationship. I need to leave the house. I need to leave the job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what stops people that are in that? I'll just keep trying. I'll just keep trying. And, or there is so many beliefs of, I can't, I don't have enough money, I won't, there'll be no one there to love me, I'll be too lonely, it's going to, you know, there's just so many limitations, and that's what this earth does to starseeds. It just clouds and clouds and blocks the brow chakra,
Causes the brain,
and just puts all of these, you know, seals over the heart, so they can't feel exactly what they need to do. But
or they feel too much,
or they feel
that's
too
right,
much, they're just going nuts.
Yeah.
So, and they think that it's all theirs, but often, as the higher density starseeds, you're feeling a lot or most of other people. You know, a lot of high density starseeds take on very heavy duty.
Yes.
Especially parents' energy. They take on everybody else's worries.
Everything.
And it just streams through their system, just streams through. You know, I've had times in the past where I'd just be in fetal position, just crying. And then I just close my feeling center, my solar plexus, and I'd be like, oh, I'm all good. It was not mine. It's so simple. And you know, so we developed a technique. You close your feeling center, keep your heart open. Close
Which maybe
your
you could do that for a second. Teach the people that quick.
Yeah, so it's as simple as I close my feeling center.
Your solar plexus.
Your solar plexus to that person. If you know, maybe I'm feeling that person's grief or that person's desire to be with me, or that person's anger at me, or whatever.
Anything that doesn't align really with you.
Pretty much. Yeah, close my feeling center, that open my heart. I close my feeling center, my brow, my telepathic center also. So I don't hear their thoughts, because if you don't hear someone else's voice in your head, you hear your own thinking those thoughts, but it's often other people's thoughts. Oh, why did I do that? I'm such an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. You know, and
people don't realize that. They don't realize that they're always telepathically, because it's all energy. And once you attune to someone else's energy, if you realize it or not, they communicate with you, and the way that you can process that is through thoughts and feelings and everything like that. And I think something super important to touch on as well, which I want to give you guys credit for, because I use that from your meditations when I do readings and when I do everything on all the videos that I do and with my clients. I really want to touch on the pillar and how important the pillar is, and how step one it is to really shield yourself. And you guys, you heard me do this. You heard me go into the heart space. And they're going to do it, and they're going to explain it, because that actually came from you guys, and I'm very, very, very grateful for that. So if you can please put that out there for guys.
We're happy to do that in a minute, but I want to add one thing, because we do have a video somewhere on the channel. You have to look for it, but it's how to set up
one spiritual tool.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, talking about how to set up your energetic space. If you do any form of healing, any form of work in group, or you go to a group and you're too sensitive, or you go to work and you're too sensitive, or you live around a lot of other people in an apartment building and you're too sensitive, set up your space, and you can, first you do your pillar, which Opheana will go through in a second, but you also want to call in temples or chambers. You want to call in your teams. And when you do that, which we do at the beginning of every meditation, you're safe to connect to your spirit. You're safe to connect to your teams. You're not going to draw on lots of bad negative energy, because that's what people are afraid of. We said that in a channeling video the other day. That's what people are so afraid of, and that blocks them. It's like, oh, there's so much negativity out there, and guess what? Yeah, there is. But if you set up your space, or if you, it's like tuning into the nice channel on the radio, not the crappy channel with all the crappy music that's going to make you feel bad, but the nice channel that's nice and supportive, and you're in a good environment. You're going to draw in good, clean information from your spirit. And it might not be immediate, it might take some time, but you're going to get more information and be very safe when you travel. Like if you want to do astral travel, or you know, you enjoy these type of meditations, or go to Mother Gaia and be with her or with your support teams in a temple, whatever you want to do, then set up your space. But number one in setting up your space is pillar, calling in the teams, then calling in the temples, and that's it. It's that simple. And you'll be very safe. You can do your clearing there, get rid of negative thoughts, do your beliefs. Or if you have nothing else, do those things, because it's very powerful.
And I think before you guys show them how to do that, I think it's very important to touch on the fact that, you know, when you are grounded, open, shielded, you will feel safe to let go of these things. I know that for me in the past, trying to heal, I had so much harbored fear because I was so damn open without realizing it. That you try to heal, but you're so open that it's all clouded, it's all murky. So what you're actually doing is you're cleaning your windshield, is you're making sure your windows are up, you're making sure you're safe, so that nothing can get to you, so you can safely open your beautiful heart that you came here to shine, and then try and peel off the layers of all the conditioning and all the crap and all the sorrow and all the hurt, so you can really get to that core light that's dying to just shine out. So having that safe space it's just crucial.
Yeah,
beautiful. Well said.
Beautiful.
Really well said. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll start taking you through the pillars. So first of all, within our heart chakra is the heart flame, which is pink and blue and gold, and this creates like the violet flame type energy. And so what we say to do is just to focus in the center of your heart and focusing on the flame within your heart space, and breathing and expanding this energy to create a sphere around your heart. And then with each breath, it just expands and expands and expands until it's 6 feet in each direction. And so you're sitting in your own heart space, your own heart sphere. And in the beginning, this can take a while to really intend it, to open to it, to trust it. But like you say, you know, a lot of the newer ones coming through can do this really quickly. So basically expanding your heart energy to 6 feet in all directions, and then expanding this energy down to the center of Mother Earth's heart and anchoring it there, and magnetically connecting in whatever works for you. Just ask her to hold your heart space there, connected in, and then you receive from her. So you receive prana, chi, all of the good things from her, her love, and then you bring that energy up with yours, alchemized through your energy field, and then send it out through the crown chakra to source. You can send it through the sun, great central sun, etc., but just straight to source to keep it simple. We like to keep everything as simple as possible, because some spiritual teachings and all of that, it's like you've got to work through such deep, heavy levels. That's why we do put out so much free, because it's like, seriously, let's just cut through it. So you basically, send your energy up, mixed with Mother Earth's energy, to source, and then really feel that connection in with source, and just allow it to just pour down the love, the light, the power down through your field. And you create a pillar, you create a tunnel, you create a pipe type energy of your entire energetic signature all the way down through your energy field to Mother Earth. And so therefore it's initiated, it's connected, it's ignited, and then you breathe from Mother Earth's heart up to source, and then out and down to Mother Earth, and then up to source and down to Mother Earth. And every time it moves through, it's cleansing, it's clearing, it's opening a space, it's reminding you who you are. This is the key. Who are you?
Yeah, and it holds.
You need to create your space in this
Yes.
world of this is who I am, because most empaths are just like, oh,
Who am I? I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like. I don't, and you'll
am I
find
you? Am I me? Am I them?
that's right.
And people say things that they don't normally say, and they feel like an idiot. It's like, why am I saying? And so this really says, this is who I am, and it doesn't block anybody out. It
That's
just
right.
really ground it. This is just true grounding. This is
Yeah.
our opinion. What we've found, the best way to ground is to anchor your energy. And even in saying that, if you practice the pillar a lot, even as a sensitive being, if anything happens, we see a lot of people, you know, pull up their pillar like 80% or 50%. And that's when there's anxieties and they, you know, and so if you do your pillar,
Yes,
exactly,
yes,
that come
yes,
up
yes,
to the
yes, yes.
mind. And then there's also some people that don't want to connect to source because they don't feel supported anymore by their galactic family, or they have, you know, different karmic issues going on with connections there. So working on the pillar, and like you said, just creating that space and allowing layers to drop. And one of the things that I found when I first started doing the pillar, it was 2007, is I just loved sitting in my heart space, just that initial sphere, and then it actually becomes like a temple, and you can just sit and just feel your energetic signature, your field. Who am I?
Yeah.
And you're that love of that pink flame, you know, you're the light of the blue Christ consciousness flame, and then the golden empowerment, bringing that all together. That's divine union within all of that as well, the masculine and the feminine energy, and all of that. It really reminds you, okay, this is who I am, no matter what's going on out there, chaotically, anyone, you know, any kind of negativity attack. If you have your pillar there, you can do it anytime. You can do it while you're sitting in front of somebody. If you're freaking out, you know, oh, I'm feeling all their energy. You can just,
And it's really like
your pillar. Yeah. Oh, lost you.
Oh, you're back.
We lost. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We've lost your audio.
We can see you, but we can't
fix
hear
this.
you.
Can you
Yes,
hear
you're back. You're back. You're back. You're back. You're
me? Okay,
back.
I have no idea what I just did, you guys, but that's okay. I wanted to say that it's basically like having an altar, but it's your own sacred altar within yourself. That will be your place of comfort. Knowing who you are, because I think also a lot of starseeds, and like you said, and sensitive empaths, if you ask them what you like, they just go, I don't know. Like, what do you like to do? I don't know. Like, I think, you know, because they never actually went within and went, I actually really like this, because they're so naturally attuned to other people all the time, and it's exhausting. It can be so taxing on everything, on all the bodies, the emotional bodies, the etheric bodies, everything, that at the end of the day you feel completely depleted, really. So that's an amazing.
I want to just add one thing on quickly. Sorry not to interrupt you, but just to keep that flow happening as well. The pillar, because there'll be people listening to this as well that have moved through these phases and are more like a little bit more advanced stuff. So the pillar is like your base model, and onto that you add modules. So you can add a protective mod, or protective seals and empaths, or you can learn how to clean your chakras, or all of the advanced meditations. You can add extra Merkabahs on, and blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like, it's your base setup. And it's a very powerful base setup, but you can like add extra platinum, which will create extra protection if you're going into a hardcore, intense environment that is not favorable to you. Or if you want to be extra expanded, there's things for that. So in the meditations, we cover add-ons to the pillar. This is very simply said, but so some of them are very advanced, and you can do all of them and know they're going to be activated, and they'll help you straight away when you use them.
That's right. And I can tell you from a personal experience, because I've done them all. Most of all of them, I hope. And I can tell you that it does shift your experience. It does add the changes I've seen with my abilities, with my openness, with my connection to my cosmic family. And because I'm such a pure I feel like I'm so connected to the cosmos in such a pure way. It was huge for me. It was beyond description, because I finally had a chance to channel in all this beautiful information that I felt I was meant to channel. And I said this in a video before to the people watching. I said, anything I can do, you can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nobody's more special than another. Yes, some people are born a little bit more connected, but it's because of our soul paths that we chose and our experience. It's all about
willingness. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. You know, we get lower density starseeds that are very high consciousness. And I said to Sikaal, those guys have worked so freaking hard to get where they are at. So hard. And we talk about, we love the work. We do group sessions as well. And Sikaal said, you know, we're relentless with this, and it's, you just do the work, and then you can get there. Anyone can get there where they want to get, and it's always continuing. You know, I don't care who it is on this planet Earth, spiritual teacher. Everyone has got more growth. Everyone on this planet has more growth, more expansion, more places to expand. The Ascended Masters are continually expanding as well. And so everyone can get there. And that's what we see. If you're willing to let go, like really willing to let go of what your spirit suggests, then you can go where you can go at a very, as you said, very quick pace in your ascension consciousness. But it takes absolute willingness and just that surrender to spirit, and not in a way of I'll do whatever you want, but in a way of yes, this is what I chose. Yes.
Yeah, and another quick add-on.
Empowerment,
And then a quick add-on, which is a big one for pretty much everyone. Stop comparing to the people around you, online, offline, wherever. And this goes for everybody. All of us have to grow through this because we are all unique. It doesn't matter if someone can channel better than you. It doesn't matter if someone is more this than you. It doesn't matter if they have more that than you. Come to who you're meant to be. And it's a hard one, because it's a hard one for all of us. Yeah, because we got a personality, and our personality is into this comparison game. And how do they look? How do they look? How are they? What's happening here? How can they channel? I can't do that yet. How can I learn that? They're better. I'm less than, blah, blah, blah. And you got to heal through that. And it's a tough one, because the personality is stubborn. And the personality always wants to bring you down. It seems to be it's in the collective consciousness to keep people down, especially starseeds, to keep them disempowered and feeling little. And so they don't spark up and, you know, create all these bubbles of love and light. And this is where first be honest with yourself and start the healing journey, like you said, one step at a time. There's a trillion tools out there now. Just check your channel, our channels, and you're on your way. Just get going.
And there's so much, like you say, there's so much information out there, you know, there's us, there's thousands or hundreds of other people that are stepping into what they're meant to do, and they want to do this. And I think it's so funny, because I feel like we've spoken to almost an hour, and I could speak to you for hours, but I have this really strong sense to start closing it off. But I would love, because we haven't touched on so many things that I wanted to touch on. I wanted to touch on the fact that you are also, you know, a high vibrational relationship, twin flame couple that is working together and in an enhanced way with your mission. And would you please come back for another segment with me, so we can touch on all the things that we haven't, because I almost feel like all the information that been channeled here, people will now, they're almost telling me they need a cup of tea and a breath. Like they just need to assimilate the information.
Yeah, I feel too, we're in the last 10 minutes or something. So let's just roll out those last, what are you feeling that too? Sort of 5 to 10 minutes of extra last little.
Yes.
We like you, we roll with it. We get guided every step of the way. So let's just go with that. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. So what is it you feel needs adding on to? Because one of the things is relationship. We can say something about, I don't know, new kids. We can say something about what are the steps if you're feeling really low, or what are the steps if you want to, what do you feel your gang would really still want to know right now?
I feel like I would love to know a pivotal moment in each of your journeys. As we try to touch on it, but I don't think it actually worked in the thing. But a pivotal moment, personal for you, where you clearly remember going from that distressed place to actually feeling like you're starting to align with your mission.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Well, again, in 2007 for me, it was actually the year that we met. We were on, I started in a mystery school, but my life was falling apart. You know, my life, a very traumatic relationship had ended. I wasn't satisfied where I was. And so, I dropped into that place of, I don't want any of this. What do I want? What do I want? And I really thought about it, and I just chose it one step at a time, and it was scary. I had nowhere to live. I was living somewhere, but it was very uncomfortable, just a temporary place with my daughter, who was, 7, I think, and with a dog as well. And so it was difficult to find a place, and I wanted to move from the city, and I wanted to be close to nature, mountains and beach. I wanted it all, and just a place to meditate, to have peace. I just prayed for peace. I just wanted peace. I just wanted peace. And so I chose it. And then this beautiful property came, and I ended up on 11 acres just with myself, my daughter, and our dog. And we just lived. She wasn't going to school. We were just being, and I was just meditating and meditating. And that was a point for me where I realized I will never again do something that doesn't sit with me, that doesn't just align with me. And I will only move forward in a situation if it's really meeting me where I'm at. And that was a point in time where I really felt that I just really clicked in, and I said to my presence, okay, I'm ready, bring it, and then 6 weeks later I met him in Hawaii. So it was
unbelievable. And that just shows you, I think, something that really distresses a lot of the sensitive soul is that it's never going to change.
Yes.
It's never going to change. It's going to stay like this forever. And we are here to tell you things can change, and they can change fast.
Very fast.
When you take the steps, when you open that door, all you have to do is be willing to be willing.
Willing, yes.
And take the first step. Everything will fall into place, and it can happen fast. And not to mention with the Ascension Tools.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yes.
It can literally show up in your experience in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost instant manifestation. And I mean, that's another whole hour we can touch on.
I know. 5D. We have. That's why also, if anybody's watching and they're wondering, what is that talk about, going to 5D? 5D is a place where you think it happens, and that's why it is so incredibly important and crucial to work on your thoughts and the things that you put out there, because anything that you've put out there will just appear instantly. It'll just happen. And so this is not just about being this positive ball of light, which it is as well, but it's also about being responsible about what you actually manifest in your life, and understanding that you are your own guru, you are your own master. Nobody else was going to do that for you. You're going to create your own life if you want to or not. So you might as well take responsibility for what it is that you're thinking, saying, putting out there, the emotional stuff, and that takes work. And I think something I touched on in one of my videos is that, this takes work. This takes commitment. People have been taught that work is going to 9 to 5 and sitting in an office, or not that God forbid, I completely appreciate and respect people that are working the 9 to 5, and it's not an easy thing to do. But what I'm trying to say is that the spiritual work, this is the real work. The expansion of the soul, the expansion of the consciousness, the showing up every second of the day to observe, what am I saying? What am I thinking? Who is this energy belongs to? Am I being the highest vibrational myself, like the highest vibrational version of myself. And you won't be always, and that's okay. It's okay to not, it's okay to fuck up. It's okay to screw up. You're not.
It's important, you know, that's one of the biggest lessons, because we homeschool or do natural learning with our kids, and I say to them, please make a mistake now, please make a mistake.
That's right.
It takes all the pressure off. It's like, give life a go, stuff up, just go in a direction that you're like, I want to go in that direction, but like it might just wreck everything. It's all an illusion. Just, you know, one of the keys to breaking through, you know, we have like this 550 guru complex zone. To break through that zone, you need to break down the conditioning, like you say, the belief systems that you were brought up with, you know, the getting all the stars when you're a kid, and it just trains you, good slave, good slave, good slave. And you need to break through that, and it feels like a breakdown. It feels like, oh my God, everything's falling apart. And it's not for everybody in that way, but a lot of people are waking up now, and it can feel bad, because your presence is saying it feels bad, doesn't it? It feels bad. So come back to your truth. As soon as you line up with your truth, it's like, oh, this is who I am. That's not who I am. This feels good. And then you work because you want to keep coming back to this. So working is not that, it's not as difficult as people think. If you just go there because it becomes fun, it's like, oh, the next expansion, that feels amazing, and you just keep going.
That's what it's about. I mean, we did a group sort of webinar this last week, and one of the things that really came up there, because it was about transitioning from 3D to 5D, one of them was, when you know it's time to change something and your guidance is clear, no matter how challenging that may be, there's no more need to wait. You don't need to wait another 6 or 12 months if you know your relationship is really not going to work out, or if your job really isn't suitable. But you can make a plan of transition over the next weeks or months to move yourself through that. It doesn't have to be black and white. However, that being said, Opheana and I are quite the types that we are very relentless. We are like, when changes need to happen, we don't really wait very long. And you're probably the same now. It's like, it's like, when it's time, let's do it. Let's cut. That doesn't work anymore. Let's stop that. Sorry, it's not working. And you learn that, and that's what it takes to move at a faster pace. But if you want to move a bit slower and you're still doubting things, then take it a bit slower, but not too slow. Not think, I'll try to fix this, after you get guidance upon guidance upon guidance upon guidance, and signals, and all, you know, you do your tarot reading and your cards are the same every single day. Leave this relationship, leave, and you don't because they have such a good heart.
That's right.
And you gotta.
And I think very important as well to touch on that is that inner knowing, that intuition, that inner voice of your higher self, your guides, your spiritual team. With doing the pillow, with doing everything, what you're actually doing is almost like expanding the speaker for your inner voice to come through. You're opening your ears. And I wanted to touch on that as well, because, you know, if you know that a fuck up is coming because something in you say, don't do it, you don't have to do it. Saying, don't do it. Or like you say, if you know, and I think this is one of the hardest, like not hardest, but the most important thing for people to understand is to trust themselves. Everybody, is so easy for people to trust, like me, you, people out there that are putting these messages like, yes, what you're saying and what I'm saying is like, no, don't trust me, trust you.
Huge.
Yes.
We always say in all of our sessions and our videos, you know, always bring it back to your own truth. Run it through your own truth system, because that's the key. You know, like you say, there's hundreds, thousands of people putting information out there. Be discerning, run it through your own truth. Okay, 40% of what that person says I like, 60% I don't. Thank you very much.
Run with what you like and move on.
Leave the rest.
It's kind of like you're at a, what is it, a buffet or buffet?
Buffet,
and you like eat what you like and leave.
Tomato.
Yeah, you don't have to eat everything.
No.
That's right.
So same with all this stuff. If you like 10% of this video, run with it. If you like all of it, go with it. So it's all up to you, but it's your guidance moving that through. But just be honest with yourself and take steps. Just sitting and pouting is not going to get you into your mission.
And giving it, as you say, because when people put their energy into, say, us or into you or a psychic or anything like that, they give their power away. And
that's right.
And what comes through us is we're all an authority on our own life, and to stop making people outside of you an authority on your life, your parents, your friends, your doctors, all of that, you know, like just like we had twins at home, one of them breached. I was an authority on my freaking body and my babies. They were talking to me. We can connect with them. They said at home, thank you very much. If something is wrong, we will go to the hospital. We don't make anyone outside of ourselves an authority, and that's the way that everyone should live. There is no one on this planet that is an authority on anybody else, and that's what we're all breaking through. And it's all in here. It's all an illusion. And we need to just lift that. And then we can all really, truly be who we are. And then we can finally just come together in this way instead of like, you know, it's just like everyone's just to be, and it doesn't work out. And everyone wants to be in community and everyone wants to be lovey-dovey. And it's just like, well, you've got to do the work to get there. We've got to be on the same playing field, harmonious group consciousness.
Yeah.
Not clunky, all over the place. So anyway.
Oh my God, I want to talk to you forever. I think we need at least 4 more interviews.
We have got so much to discuss.
We got a mini series.
We got like a weekly segment, but I'm gonna say thank you from the bottom of all my hearts in all dimensions, and also
my galactic heart.
all my cosmic galactic heart. I so appreciate you guys coming here. Like I said, I think the work that you're doing is immeasurable. I think it's amazing, and I'm gonna whoever's watching this, I'm gonna link the YouTube channel, I'm gonna link your website, I'm gonna link both YouTube channels. Please, if you resonate with that and you feel guided to take the step, listen to the information, listen to the meditations. Don't think that you're not in a level to, I think with your meditations, because they're very high vibrational, people in the beginning need to understand them and they go, ooh, I don't understand, which I'm not ready. Not true.
You don't have to understand,
You don't need to know what you're doing. Just listen. And that is the way of expansion. Expansion is not, I've got this, I know this, so I will do it.
Beautifully said.
I don't know this, I need to learn this, right?
And
remember
and
this. It's all about remembering it.
And you'll take every meditation into the full degree, and you'll get it fed into you as you grow.
It's like a zip file.
So it's not, you'll get everything loaded into your multidimensional field, and it'll move through you at the perfect pace. But when you do it, it's all activated because you've put in the time to listen and connect and get everything from those sessions and those meditations.
And listen to your higher self to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much as well, Elle, for reaching out to us, because we love connecting in this way as well. And it's really in the field now, the connecting between Lightworkers, Starseeds, to really start forming a network of sharing information. The web is really starting to form and materialize.
So thank you guys. If you have any questions for Opheana and Sikaal, send them through to me. You can actually go to their website and send it through to them, or on their Facebook. But if you want me to, however you want to do it, I love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you. And surely we'll be here again. Probably we'll do this from the start, so it'll be easier.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elle.
Thanks, Elle. Thanks for being your puzzle piece in all of this too. We really
thank you for being a part of my journey. Thank you guys.
Many blessings.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.